Hey YouTube, what's going on guys? Welcome to Wizard Gaming, your best stop to learn some Fortnite fundamentals. Today we're going to be talking about 10 tips to get you started in Fortnite to get you closer to that 100 win benchmark. Alright guys, let's get right into it. Tip number 1. Practice different settings and sensitivities. This is important because you may not realize it, but you could be playing on the complete wrong sensitivity for your playstyle. Also, sometimes when you increase or decrease your sensitivity, it can drastically improve how your shot is. So go play around with some different settings until you're confident that you're giving yourself the best chance for victory. Tip number 2. Better equipment. Getting yourself better equipment is going to help your game out a lot. I personally like to use an Astro headset with a SCUF controller with control freaks on it. All three of these things make it so much easier for me to play and more enjoyable. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on the best equipment, but if you game often, why not treat yourself? It will definitely increase your win rate. Tip number 3. Always heal to max. Now when I say always, I don't necessarily mean that you should be using your chug jug when you have 100 health and 99 shield, but however I do mean that if you have 175 and you have a big shield for 50, you should be using it to get to 200. You never know when your next fight is going to come, and you never know if that extra 25 shield is going to be the difference between you walking away or you being back in the lobby. Tip number 4. Practice building until comfortable. This one is so huge guys, I've said it so many times before, but I can't stress it enough, that if you're uncomfortable with building, you need to practice. Tip number 5. Avoid standing still. Standing still will get you killed so quick in this game you won't even see it coming. You never know when someone is aiming down at you with their sniper rifle from a bush. Trust me, it happens a lot. Tip number 6. Make sure weapons are reloaded. How many times have you guys got into a gunfight only to realize that you haven't reloaded your gun from the last fight? This kind of thing can easily be avoided by just constantly checking your weapons to make sure that they're all reloaded when you have a chance. You're gonna thank yourself for that one later. Tip number 7. Scavenge tons of resources. Scavenging lots of resources at the beginning of the game is gonna make it a lot easier for you in the later game. When you're in a house, in between picking up loot, scavenge some of the resources around you. There's tables, chairs, dressers, and all sorts of other things that are going to help you increase your resource count. Tip number 8, and this is a big one. Engage players more often. If you're losing most of your gunfights, it means you need to have more. Start landing in places that are a little bit more populated, so that you have a chance to practice aiming and fighting against other opponents. Tip number 9. Build walls when looting your kills and healing up. If you just finished getting into a huge gunfight and finally killing that guy, congratulations. But you know what's gonna happen next if you don't build some walls when you go loot him? You're gonna get shot. Guys, don't let that be you. Build 4 walls around yourself, pick up the loot, build a ramp, and keep moving on. You're also very vulnerable when healing, so make some cover. And finally, tip number 10. For more accurate shots, crouch or stand still. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this, but maybe some of you aren't. But if you're standing still, your shots are a lot more accurate than you're moving around. And even better yet, if you're crouching, your shots are even more accurate. So if you have the time and you have the drop on someone, stop moving, crouch down, and pick your shots. You're gonna get kills a lot better that way. And that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw and learned something new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks guys.